Telecom for hosting this program. I'm Shannon Terry, the Public Information Officer for Otter County. Otter County is hosting this program to address county events, services, and community relations. We hope residents see this as an opportunity to reach out to Otter County with questions, concerns, and comments. Contact information will be provided throughout the show. Today, we will visit with George Meyer. He's the lead developer for the GIS department. Thank you, George, for being here, and welcome.
Thanks, Shannon.
I would like to start off right away, George, and just ask you, if I need an E911 sign, how do I get one?
We have two easy methods to get to that. If you're not very familiar with the internet, you can simply call in our number at 218-998-8310 and give us your contact information. We'll help you get started. If you want to do that, one thing you'll want to make sure is you have is your parcel information number or PIN. It's a 14-digit long number that will be found on your tax records. That helps us locate your information and your location in the county. If you're familiar with the internet and like using that, we have a website where you can just navigate to your property, a lot like Google Maps. You just kind of zoom in and go down to where you're at, and when you click on your property, it'll bring up a link where you can click on to actually fill in an information form that does the same process and forms a request for us.
Oh, okay, thank you. That sounds pretty easy then. So go to the website or call, and then make sure maybe you have that parcel number on hand.
And two things you want to make sure you have when getting an 911 number is this is one of the interesting parts of the county where we're not going to be the ones that tell you what to do or put limits on what you do. What you'll want is, since we use both the location of your house or structure and the location of your driveway together to make the 911 number, it's important that you have the driveway in and at least something staked out, stored, a foundation dug or slab on grade port or something like that. Those two kind of pieces are key. So it's all right to call us or inform us later on after you've actually gotten something started. It actually helps.
Okay. Oh, that's good to know then. So once you buy a property, you don't have to rush out right away and get your E911 sign. You really should wait until the driveway's in and you have some idea where the structure will be.
Yep, that is correct. By statute, we do not address an empty lot. It's only lots that have a structure for habitable purposes.
And that really brings up the point too that public safety is provided by Otter County. It's one of our priorities. And when you think the GIS department, you might not be thinking public safety. We think law enforcement or emergency management, but really the E911 addressing system is all about public safety, isn't it? So it's pretty important then that people understand what they need to do to take care of these signs, because these signs are vital to public safety. And can you explain that, please?
That is correct. The 911 system is actually the core of the modern dispatch systems that we use today. County's a big place. It's pretty hard to find something. If you might know where you live, your friends might know where you live, guy down the street probably knows where you live, but the person that maybe just came on the police force or is his first day as an EMT isn't going to know where you live. That number is absolutely critical, and because of that, it's critical that number is in good shape and you can see it. If it's behind trees, behind a few things like that, that can cause a couple of problems. If your house is on fire, obviously somebody's going to see it. But if you're having a heart attack or you've had some sort of injury and you're laying in your backyard or on the floor unresponsive, they aren't going to be able to tell if they're going flying by. And if something like that happens, it can take a couple extra moments for them to turn around and backtrack to you, and there are times when seconds count.
So it is really important for public safety. It's not a matter of making sure that you get your packages delivered to you in the right spot. It really is about public safety. So again, clearing brush and making sure that that sign is visible should be something that residents of Otter County check on.
That is a good thing to keep that clean and visible.
What if I want to move my sign? I want to put it on my mailbox or on like a nice decorative post. Can we do that?
It's generally not a good idea. We put the posts and the signs up in the best visible location given every environment. Not everybody's property and driveway is the same, but we take that into account when we place it. We try to keep it out of the way so that you can get around it when doing other things, but we also try to keep it first and foremost so that ambulance running down the road at 80 miles an hour in a snowstorm is going to be able to see it and slow down in time and get to your property. But a lot of people do have questions on where to put the mailbox. The mail is kind of a separate system. If you choose to put the mailbox near your 911 sign, that's fine. Moving the 911 sign, say across the road to the mailbox and things like that, could give the emergency service responder the wrong idea, because the mailbox is independent and the sign is generally placed with the blade facing inward toward the direction you drive. It's on the property side of the property where your driveway is. Put it on the other side of the road. If there's another driveway on the other side of the road, they might drive down the wrong driveway.
So to ensure public safety, we better just leave the signs where they were put in the first place.
Generally, it works the best to do that.
And could you just explain, I know that you're not the person that goes out and puts up the signs, you develop the addresses, but could you explain a little bit about the process of how that is mapped and put into the system once the driveway is in place?
Sure, no problem. Like I said, going back to before, if you call in or use the website, fill out that form, that generates a form. That parcel number is the location, of your property. We will send that person out with the GPS equipment in their vehicle. They will then drive your driveway up to your structure, locate that. That information is recorded, brought back into the system, and then from there, those information points are collected together, and that's what actually generates your address.
Oh, that's interesting.
So generally, the process takes, once I get it back in the office, I can get an address out to you within 24 hours. And beauty of this online system that we have now too, the moment that address is entered, it is available online. Dispatch has it, everything has it. It takes a few days to get the mail, back to you. We actually mail out a physical copy with the information too, so you have a piece of paper records for other people. But the process itself is fairly quick.
And so, make sure that I'm understanding that the county is the one that assigns the address, and the post office will adopt that address?
That is correct. The post office, when we built the 911 system, the post office decided to adopt the 911 addresses as mailing addresses. 31247 245th Street seems cumbersome, but it's generally easier to find than Rural Route 7, Box 4.
Exactly. So again, for public safety.
Mm-hmm.
What happens, so we hear sometimes that in the winter, maybe the signs will get damages, snow will hit the sign. Any way that these signs can get damaged, or if they get maybe stolen or something happens to them. So you have your established sign. How can I get a new sign now because mine has been lost, stolen, or damaged?
That's actually, you can follow the same process. You can call us, or you can actually use the same process to note. One thing you want to do is just note that, hey, this is a replacement sign. It's not a new thing. Snowplow came through, some kid lost control of his car or whatnot, took it out, and they happens. So, but the exact same process is followed, and we will take care of everything we need to get a new sign back up to you. In the winter, it can take a little bit longer to get sign itself up because the ground is frozen, and it's pretty hard sometimes to drive those posts in frozen ground.
Oh, sure. Is there a fee associated with getting a replacement sign or even my initial new sign?
There is a fee. It's $50 right now. You can choose to pay it right away, or if you choose to not worry about it, it does get added as a one-time special assessment on your property tax to take care of it.
So what is the GIS department? What does GIS stand for? And what is the main role of GIS in Otter Tail County?
GIS is more of a service department to service other areas and people. It provides, one of the products we provide, of course, is the mapping that a lot of people use. We provide a lot of background data for other people to use, but there are a lot of data stored in a lot of different places, and what GIS is really good at is rolling that all together in a map. Most people think it's just maps. There's more to it than map, but a map is generally how it is distributed to people. We have all of these, you have property tax records, you have information about your property, you have information about taxes, you have information about permits when you're building. All of that material, if you're looking at it in a paper form, can get really confusing. But when it's placed on a map and tied together, it becomes very easy to sort through if you're looking for someplace specifically in the county for something, you're looking for a bunch of records tied together. Anything that can be tied on the face of the earth can be put into what a GIS is. The words GIS stand for Geographic Information Systems.
And you are working with other departments as well, right? You work with highway department, with ditches. You also will be working with land and resources. So it seems that you're tied to many departments within Otter Tail County providing this service so that they can, service the public.
Yep. Virtually every department in the county utilizes GIS at one point or another, whether they actually realize it or not.
It's really interesting. Thank you. So if people want more information about how to get their E911 sign, where would they go?
Again, we have the main county website, www.co.ottertail.mn.us, which anybody can go to. It works on mobile devices as well, if you're kind of a mobile person. And then you can call our main office, again, at 218-998-8310. You can talk to me or anybody else in our office, and we'll be happy to answer any questions you have.
Well, thank you, George. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Shannon.
Thank you, Otter Tail Telecom, and thank you, viewers. Otter Tail County, live your best life here.